I'm so glad you found your way here tonight. Your brain is preparing for something remarkable right now. In just a few hours, it will create entire worlds, complete with characters, emotions, and stories you've never consciously planned. Tonight, you'll discover what those dream worlds reveal about your hidden mind. And by the end, you'll understand why your subconscious speaks to you this way every single night. Welcome to Sleepy Science Night. Wherever you are right now, perhaps wondering about a strange dream you had last night, or simply feeling your mind beginning to wander as the day releases its hold on you, allow yourself to settle into this quiet exploration. We'll journey through 100 psychology facts about what dreams reveal. From the moment your eyes begin their rapid dance beneath closed lids, to the symbolic language your subconscious uses when words won't work, to the healing that happens in stories only you will ever see. This thoughtful journey through consciousness builds bridges between searching minds. A soft subscribe, like, or sharing your thoughts creates a pathway for more dream seekers to discover this sanctuary and brings us closer to protecting this peaceful space. One sleepy soul at a time. Your healing journey inspires ours. Let yourself settle completely here. Feel your jaw unclench, your breath deepen naturally. You can let these thoughts drift past without holding them. Sense that soothing heaviness enveloping you, like your consciousness slowly dimming its brightness. Thoughts dissolving into the peaceful fog of approaching sleep. Safe and undisturbed. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. You're floating where memories rest safely, in gentle darkness. Let your mind merge with infinite peace. And now we begin. Every night, your brain enters a state so strange that if you experienced it while awake, it would seem like madness. During REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep, your eyes dart back and forth beneath closed lids while your body lies completely paralyzed. Your brain becomes almost as active as when you're awake, yet you're utterly unconscious to the outside world. This is when most vivid dreaming occurs. Scientists discovered REM sleep in 1953, but only in recent years have we begun to understand what's really happening during these mysterious periods. Your brain isn't resting during REM sleep. It's working, processing, sorting through the day's experiences like a librarian organizing books after closing time. The paralysis that accompanies REM sleep isn't a malfunction. It's protection, preventing you from acting out the movements you're making in your dreams. This nightly journey into paralyzed consciousness is so essential that if you're deprived of it, your brain will force you into REM sleep more quickly the next night, desperately trying to catch up on this crucial process. Your brain cycles through different types of sleep in roughly 90-minute intervals throughout the night. Each cycle contains stages of light sleep, deep sleep, and REM sleep, but the proportion changes as the night progresses. During the first cycle of the night, you might spend only 5 to 10 minutes in REM sleep, but by your final cycle, just before morning, you could spend up to an hour in this dream-rich state. This means most of your vivid, memorable dreams actually occur in the early morning hours, not at the beginning of the night. Understanding this rhythm helps explain why dreams often feel more intense and bizarre just before you wake up. Your brain is spending more time in REM sleep, giving your subconscious more opportunity to create elaborate scenarios. If you've ever noticed that you remember dreams better when you wake naturally rather than to an alarm, It's because you're more likely to wake during or just after a REM period. The architecture of sleep is designed this way deliberately. Your brain needs different types of processing at different times of night. During REM sleep, your brain's prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for logic, planning, and self-awareness, becomes significantly less active. Meanwhile, your limbic system, which processes emotions and memories, becomes highly active. This creates ideal conditions for the deeply emotional, unusual experiences we call dreams. Without your prefrontal cortex fully online, you lose your sense of what's possible or impossible. Flying feels normal. Dead relatives appear alive. You accept contradictions that would seem absurd while awake. Recent neuroscience research shows that this isn't a bug in the system. It's a feature. By temporarily suspending logical constraints, your brain can make connections it wouldn't make during waking hours. This is why solutions to problems sometimes appear in dreams. Your subconscious isn't bound by the same rules as your conscious mind. It can try combinations, explore scenarios, and process emotions without the prefrontal cortex constantly judging whether things make sense. The dreams you have aren't random chaos. They're your brain thinking in a different mode, one where emotional truth matters more than logical consistency. Your eyes move during REM sleep in patterns that may correspond to the dream scenery you're experiencing. Contemporary neuroscience research suggests that eye movements during REM sleep might reflect the visual content of dreams. If you're dreaming of watching a tennis match, your eyes may move back and forth. If climbing stairs, they may move upward. While the exact relationship between eye movements and dream content is still being studied, what's clear is that your brain generates visual experiences so realistic that your eyes respond as if scanning real scenes. The dream world isn't just a vague impression or abstract thought. It's a full sensory simulation, created entirely within your mind. Your brain is capable of constructing complete realities with depth, movement, color, and spatial relationships, all while you lie still in bed. Every night, you become both the creator and the audience of a private film festival, one that only you will ever see. Not all dreams happen during REM sleep. You also dream during non-REM sleep stages, but these dreams are different in character. Non-REM dreams tend to be more thought-like, less visual, more mundane. They're often described as more like pondering or mulling over ideas rather than experiencing vivid scenarios. REM dreams, by contrast, are cinematic, emotional, bizarre, and memorable. The difference reflects what your brain is doing during each stage. During deep non-REM sleep, your brain is consolidating factual memories and clearing out metabolic waste products that accumulated during the day. The dreams from this stage are more like background processing, your mind sorting information without creating elaborate stories. During REM sleep, your brain is focused on emotional processing and creative problem-solving, which manifests as more dramatic, story-driven dreams. Both types of dreaming serve important functions. But when people talk about dreams, the kind they remember and wonder about, they're almost always referring to REM dreams. Those are the ones that feel significant, the ones that seem to be trying to tell you something. The content of your dreams isn't random. Research analyzing thousands of dream reports has found consistent patterns in what people dream about. The most common dream themes, across cultures and throughout history, include being chased, falling, flying, being unable to move, showing up unprepared for an exam, losing teeth, and discovering new rooms in familiar places. These recurring themes aren't coincidence. They reflect universal human concerns and experiences. Being chased often relates to avoiding something in waking life. Falling can represent loss of control or fear of failure. Flying frequently connects to feelings of freedom or escape from constraints. The fact that humans across vastly different cultures dream about similar scenarios suggests these patterns are built into how our brains process experience. Your subconscious doesn't invent entirely new languages for each person. It draws from a common vocabulary of symbols and situations that resonate with fundamental human experiences. When you dream, you're not just processing your individual life. You're also tapping into patterns of meaning that humans have been experiencing for thousands of years. Your dreams incorporate elements from your recent experiences, but not in the way you might expect. Studies show that the most recent day's events appear in about half of all dreams, but not usually as direct replays. Instead, your brain extracts the emotional essence or underlying pattern from what happened and weaves it into a different scenario. If you had a stressful meeting at work, you might not dream about the meeting itself. You might dream about being unprepared for a performance or struggling to communicate in a foreign language. This process, called dream incorporation, reveals something important. Your subconscious isn't interested in creating a perfect recording of events. It's interested in understanding what those events meant emotionally and how they relate to other experiences you've had. Your dreams are like a creative writing assignment, where your brain takes the themes from your day and explores them through metaphor and symbolism. The stranger the dream, the more abstract the processing. Your subconscious is an artist, not a journalist. Recent neuroscience research on the default mode network, a collection of brain regions active when you're not focused on the outside world, reveals its crucial role in dreaming. This same network is active when you daydream, reminisce about the past, or imagine the future. During REM sleep, the default mode network becomes hyperactive while still disconnected from external sensory input. This creates ideal conditions for your brain to generate internally focused narratives. The stories in your dreams aren't coming from nowhere. They're coming from the same neural systems you use to understand yourself, to simulate social situations, and to make sense of your place in the world. When you dream, you're essentially running simulations of possible scenarios, testing out emotional responses, and integrating new information into your existing sense of self. This is why dreams often feel deeply personal and meaningful, even when they're bizarre. They're being generated by the parts of your brain most concerned with who you are and how you relate to the world. You forget most of your dreams. Research suggests we might have 4 to 6 distinct dream episodes per night, but most people remember only 1 or 2 dreams per week, if that. The reason for this forgetting isn't poor memory. It's that your brain is chemically different during REM sleep. The neurotransmitters necessary for forming long-term memories, particularly norepinephrine, are at very low levels during REM sleep. Your brain is deliberately not encoding most dreams into long-term memory. This might seem wasteful, but it's actually protective. If you remembered every dream vividly, it would become difficult to distinguish dream memories from actual memories. Your brain needs to process emotions and scenarios without creating false memories of events that never happened. The dreams you do remember are usually the ones you wake up during or immediately after. Those final moments before waking allow the memory-forming chemicals to kick back in, capturing the dream before it fades. The forgetting isn't a failure. It's your brain wisely separating simulation from reality. So dreams aren't random firings of sleeping neurons. They're your subconscious processing reality in a different mode, one where emotional truth takes precedence over literal accuracy. Every element of your dream, from the setting to the characters to the emotional tone, reflects something your brain is working on, understanding, integrating, or resolving. The unusual quality of dreams isn't meaningless chaos. It's your mind, freed from the constraints of logic, able to make connections and explore scenarios that your waking mind would dismiss too quickly. Over the next 90 facts, we'll explore exactly what your dreams reveal about this hidden processing and why your brain chooses to speak to you in stories rather than straightforward messages. But even now, you can begin to appreciate that your dreams are working for you, not happening to you. They're evidence of a brilliant subconscious system that never stops caring for your psychological well-being. When you dream, your muscles are actively paralyzed by a mechanism in your brainstem. This condition, called REM atonia, prevents you from physically acting out your dreams. Your motor cortex, the part of your brain that controls movement, is generating commands just as it would if you were awake and moving. But a group of neurons in your pons, a region of the brainstem, releases signals that inhibit those commands from reaching your muscles. You remain still even as your brain tells your body to run, fight, or fly. This paralysis is so complete that even your throat muscles relax, which is why people sometimes snore during REM sleep. The only muscles not affected are those controlling your eyes and your breathing. In rare cases, this paralysis mechanism malfunctions, leading to a condition called REM, sleep behavior disorder, where people physically act out their dreams. This can be concerning, as they might thrash, punch, or jump out of bed while still asleep. The fact that this paralysis evolved and persists across mammals suggests how important it is. Dreams need to be experienced safely, without the risk of injury from acting out the scenarios your mind creates. Animals dream too. Researchers have observed REM sleep in mammals, birds, and even some reptiles. Dogs twitch and whimper during REM sleep, suggesting they're dreaming of running or barking. Rats show the same patterns of neural activity during REM sleep that they show while navigating mazes when awake, suggesting they're dreaming about their daytime experiences. Recent research has even found evidence that octopuses may experience something resembling REM sleep, with their skin changing colors in patterns that mirror their waking camouflage responses. This widespread presence of dreaming across species suggests it serves a fundamental biological function, not just a human psychological one. Animals need to process experiences, consolidate memories, and practice responses to threats just as we do. The dream state provides a safe space for this processing. When you dream, you're engaging in an ancient behavior, one that predates human language and consciousness. Your dog lying at the foot of your bed, paws twitching as she runs through dream meadows. is doing the same essential work you are. Integrating experience, processing emotion, and preparing for tomorrow. Dreams naturally focus more on processing challenges than celebrating what's already going well. Studies analyzing dream content have found that emotions like anxiety, fear, and concern appear in dreams more frequently than pure contentment. This isn't because you're anxious or troubled. It's because your brain uses dreams to process threats and difficulties. From an evolutionary perspective, it makes sense that your subconscious would focus more on problems that need solving than on situations that are already going well. Dreams allow you to rehearse responses to difficulties, to work through worries, and to process uncomfortable emotions in a safe context where the consequences aren't real. A dream about being unprepared for an important event might feel unsettling, but it's helping your brain prepare for the actual stress of performance situations. This focus on challenges in dreams is actually a form of psychological self-care. Your subconscious is protecting you by running difficult scenarios and helping you emotionally prepare. These processing dreams aren't a sign something's wrong. They're a sign your mind is doing its job. Blind people dream, but the nature of their dreams depends on when they lost their sight. People who were born blind or lost their sight before age 5 typically don't experience visual imagery in their dreams. Instead, their dreams are rich with sounds, textures, smells, and spatial awareness. People who lost their sight after age 7 usually continue to have visual dreams, sometimes for decades after losing their sight. This reveals something profound about dreams. They're constructed from the sensory experiences you've had, not from external input during sleep. Your brain uses the library of sensations it has stored to create the dream experience. Someone who has never seen creates equally vivid and meaningful dreams. They're just built from different materials. Their subconscious is just as active, just as creative, just as concerned with processing emotion and experience. It simply speaks in a different sensory language. Dreams aren't fundamentally about seeing. They're about experiencing. And that can happen through any combination of senses your brain has learned to use. You can learn while you dream, but not in the way you might hope. Researchers have tried playing language lessons or factual information to sleeping people, with limited success. You can't simply absorb new information while sleeping and wake up having learned it. However, your brain does strengthen and reorganize knowledge you acquired while awake. If you study material before sleep, your REM periods will partially reactivate the same neural patterns involved in that learning. It's as if your brain is replaying the information in the background, testing connections, and integrating the new knowledge into existing frameworks. Contemporary research shows that people who sleep after learning perform better on tests than people who stay awake for the same period. Your dreams might even incorporate elements of what you studied, not because you're consciously thinking about it, but because your brain is actively processing it. The best way to use sleep for learning isn't to try to learn while sleeping. It's to learn while awake and then sleep soon after, giving your brain the REM time it needs to consolidate those memories into lasting knowledge. The storylines in your dreams often shift abruptly and illogically because your brain is processing multiple threads simultaneously. You might start a dream in your childhood home, then suddenly be at work, then inexplicably at a beach you've never visited, all without any transition. These jumps feel natural in the dream but unusual upon waking. Neuroscience research suggests this happens because different memory networks are being activated in sequence. Your brain isn't trying to tell one coherent story. It's pulling up different memory associations and emotional patterns, processing each one briefly before moving to the next. The lack of logical transitions doesn't bother you while dreaming, because your prefrontal cortex isn't monitoring for consistency. You accept each scene as it comes. This reveals how dreams work. They're less like movies with plots and more like free association exercises, where one thought triggers another based on emotional resonance rather than logical connection. The apparent randomness is actually your brain efficiently processing multiple concerns in a single dream period. Nightmares serve a specific psychological function. While they're unpleasant to experience, nightmares help your brain process fear and anxiety in a controlled environment. When you dream about being chased, attacked, or facing a threat, your brain is essentially running a simulation, practicing emotional and physiological responses without actual danger. Research shows that people who have occasional nightmares actually tend to cope better with real stress than people who never have nightmares. The nightmares provide a form of exposure therapy, allowing you to experience fear and then wake up safe, which teaches your brain that many feared outcomes don't actually happen. However, there's a difference between occasional nightmares and chronic nightmare disorder. If nightmares become frequent and intense, they can indicate unprocessed trauma or anxiety that might benefit from support. The key is frequency and impact. An occasional nightmare is your subconscious doing healthy fear processing. Frequent nightmares that disrupt your sleep or cause daytime distress are a sign that your brain is working through something particularly difficult. Children dream differently than adults. Young children's dreams tend to be simpler, shorter, and more static, more like snapshots than movies. They might dream about animals or family members, but the dreams often lack complex narratives or emotional nuance. As children's brains develop, particularly the prefrontal cortex and the ability to understand narrative structure, their dreams become more elaborate and story-like. By adolescence, dreams begin to resemble adult dreams in complexity and emotional depth. This developmental progression shows that dreaming isn't just a passive experience. It's connected to cognitive abilities like memory, narrative understanding, and emotional complexity. The dreams you have as an adult are sophisticated because your brain is sophisticated. You've accumulated years of experiences, relationships, and knowledge that your subconscious can draw upon. A child's simpler dreams reflect their simpler mental library. Your dreams grow with you, becoming more nuanced as your understanding of the world becomes more nuanced. The time perception in dreams is strange and flexible. A dream that feels like it lasted hours might have occurred in just a few minutes of real time, or vice versa. Some research suggests that time in dreams moves at roughly the same pace as waking time. If you dream about a 5-minute conversation, approximately 5 real minutes pass. But your subjective experience can feel very different because dreams skip over mundane parts, jump between scenes, and compress or expand moments based on emotional intensity. Your brain can't actually run simulations much faster than real time. However, your memory of the dream can feel longer than it was because dreams are so dense with imagery and emotion. 5 minutes of dream time can feel like an hour when you try to recount everything that happened. Time in dreams is less about duration and more about the density of experience compressed into each moment. You're more creative during REM sleep. The same processes that make dreams unusual and illogical also make them creatively productive. Without your prefrontal cortex enforcing conventional thinking, your brain can make unexpected connections between ideas. Many famous creative breakthroughs reportedly came through dreams. Mendeleev discovered the structure of the periodic table in a dream. Paul McCartney heard the melody for Yesterday in a dream. And Mary Shelley got the idea for Frankenstein from a nightmare. Contemporary neuroscience research continues to support this creative advantage. People who wake from REM sleep perform better on creative problem-solving tasks than people who wake from non-REM sleep or who haven't slept at all. The key is that REM sleep allows your brain to explore ideas without immediately judging them as good or bad, possible or impossible. Solutions that your waking mind would reject as too unusual can emerge and be considered. When you wake and remember these dream insights, your prefrontal cortex can then evaluate them rationally. Dreams provide the raw creative material. Waking consciousness provides the editing. Recurring dreams, the kind where you experience the same scenario or theme repeatedly, are your subconscious trying to get your attention about an unresolved issue. If you frequently dream about showing up late, being unprepared, or losing something important, these patterns reflect ongoing sources of stress or anxiety in your waking life. The dream recurs because the underlying issue hasn't been processed or resolved. Interestingly, recurring dreams often stop once you address the core concern they represent. People who dream repeatedly about failing an exam often stop having that dream once they complete their education or work through their performance anxiety. The repetition isn't random. It's your subconscious persistently bringing up something it considers important. Rather than dreading recurring dreams, you can view them as signals, pointing toward areas of your life that need attention. They're your inner self saying, "We still need to work on this." Once you've processed the underlying emotion or changed the life situation creating the stress, the dream typically fades. Its purpose served. The people in your dreams often draw from faces you've encountered, but your brain can also blend features or create variations you've never seen exactly. Dream characters might look like specific people, or they might be composites. Your mind combining features from multiple faces into someone who feels familiar but isn't quite anyone you know. What matters isn't whether you've seen this exact face before, but what the person represents emotionally. Sometimes these people appear as themselves. Sometimes your brain casts them in different roles based on what they represent to you emotionally. Your stern teacher might appear as your boss. Your nurturing grandmother might appear as a comforting stranger. The casting choices aren't random. They reflect the emotional qualities your brain associates with each person. Understanding this can help you interpret dreams. The specific identity of the person is less important than the feeling they evoke in you and the role they're playing in the dream narrative. Your subconscious is a casting director, choosing characters based on the emotional story it's trying to tell. Dreams about teeth falling out are among the most common anxiety dreams reported across cultures. While the specific interpretation varies, these dreams generally relate to feelings of powerlessness, loss of control, or concern about appearance and how others perceive you. Teeth are essential for eating and speaking, two fundamental human activities. Losing them in a dream can symbolize feeling unable to nourish yourself or communicate effectively. Some research suggests these dreams increase during periods of transition or when you're feeling particularly self-conscious. The fascinating thing is that you've likely never actually experienced your teeth falling out. Yet your brain chooses this scenario to represent anxiety. This shows how dreams use symbolic language. Your subconscious isn't being literal about dental problems. It's using the idea of tooth loss as a metaphor for other kinds of loss or vulnerability. The specific symbol is less important than the emotional truth it represents. Different cultures might interpret the same dream differently, but the underlying feeling of anxiety and loss of control is universal. The temperature of your sleeping environment can influence your dreams. People who sleep in cool rooms report dreaming about winter scenarios, being cold, or feeling chilled more frequently than people sleeping in warm rooms. Similarly, external sounds, smells, and even physical sensations can be incorporated into dreams. The classic example is dreaming that you need to use the bathroom when your bladder is actually full, or dreaming about a ringing phone when your alarm is going off. Your brain is constantly monitoring your body and environment, even during sleep. When it detects a stimulus, it often weaves that information into the dream narrative rather than waking you up. This serves a protective function. It allows you to continue sleeping unless the stimulus is truly important. Your brain essentially asks, "Can I incorporate this into the dream?" before deciding whether to wake you. This reveals how dreams are partly reactive, responding to current physical conditions, while also being generative, creating narratives from internal psychological material. The dream is always a dialogue between your inner world and your current physical state. We've reached the first resting point in our exploration. Already you can see that dreams are far from random. They're your brain's night shift, processing emotions, consolidating memories, simulating threats, and making creative connections. The strangeness of dreams isn't a flaw. It's a feature that allows your mind to work outside the constraints of logic and possibility. Your subconscious doesn't just replay your day. It extracts meaning, identifies patterns, and rehearses responses. Every unusual image, every impossible scenario, every emotional surge is part of your brain taking care of you. In the next phase of Facts, we'll explore specifically how dreams process what you can't handle during the day, the emotions too complex, the fears too challenging, the experiences too overwhelming for your conscious mind to fully process in real time. Your dreams are working through unfinished emotional business while you rest peacefully, and we're about to discover exactly how. Let's pause here and notice what's happening in your mind right now. Thoughts are arising, perhaps about dreams you've had, or wondering what you'll dream tonight. Notice how each thought appears, lingers for a moment, then fades away naturally. You don't have to hold on to any thought. You don't have to push any thought away. Just watch them form and dissolve, like breath condensing on cold glass and then disappearing. This is how dreams work too. Images appearing from nowhere, feeling completely real, then vanishing upon waking. Your mind is always creating and releasing, creating and releasing. Right now, you're practicing the same process your brain will do while you dream, letting thoughts flow without grasping. Breathe slowly. Let each exhale carry away whatever came before. Now we continue, drifting deeper. Dreams play a crucial role in emotional regulation. the process by which your brain manages and responds to emotional experiences. During REM sleep, your brain reactivates emotional memories from your day or your past, but in a chemically different state than when those memories were first formed. Specifically, during REM sleep, norepinephrine, a stress hormone that's present during emotional events, is almost completely suppressed. This allows your brain to revisit emotionally charged memories without triggering the same stress response. It's like reviewing a difficult experience with emotional distance, which helps you process it and integrate it without being overwhelmed. Recent research shows that people who get adequate REM sleep show reduced emotional reactivity to challenging experiences compared to people who are sleep deprived. The dream state provides a kind of overnight therapy, where your brain can work through difficult emotions in a safe context. This is why things often feel better in the morning. Your dreams have been doing emotional processing work while you slept, taking the sharp edges off yesterday's stresses. The content of dreams changes based on your current emotional state and mental health. People experiencing depression tend to have dreams with more difficult emotions, more rejection themes, and more passive dream characters. People with anxiety disorders dream more frequently about being chased, being late, or facing examination or judgment scenarios. Those experiencing trauma or PTSD often have repetitive nightmares that replay aspects of their traumatic experience. However, these patterns aren't just symptoms. They're also part of the healing process. Dreams provide a space for your brain to repeatedly engage with difficult material in smaller, more manageable doses. Each nightmare is an attempt at processing and integration. When trauma therapy is effective, nightmare frequency and intensity typically decrease. Your dreams are both the reflection of your mental health and an active participant in your recovery. They reveal what your subconscious is working with and simultaneously represent your brain's ongoing effort to heal itself. The dreams don't create the problem. They're your mind's attempt to solve it. After experiencing a significant emotional event, whether positive or challenging, your brain will incorporate elements of that event into your dreams for several nights. Researchers studying this phenomenon found that it's not the event itself that appears in dreams as much as the emotional themes connected to it. If you have a disagreement with someone important to you, you might not dream about the disagreement directly. Instead, you might dream about other situations where you felt similarly frustrated, misunderstood, or hurt. Your brain is essentially asking, "When else have I felt this way?" and then examining those related experiences together. This process helps you understand the current emotion by connecting it to past experiences and patterns. Over several nights, the intensity of these emotion-related dreams typically decreases. This is your brain successfully processing and integrating the experience. By the time you stop dreaming about it, you've likely reached some level of emotional resolution, even if you're not consciously aware of it. Dreams are your mind's way of filing new experiences into your existing emotional framework. The threat simulation theory of dreaming, proposed by researchers studying evolutionary psychology, suggests that dreams evolved partly to help us rehearse responses to challenges. Throughout human history, being able to imagine threats and practice responses would have provided survival advantages. Even though most modern humans don't face predators or immediate physical dangers regularly, our brains still run these simulations, being chased in dreams, facing aggressive situations, falling from heights, or confronting threatening scenarios might all be your brain's way of maintaining readiness for potential difficulties. Studies show that children and young adults, who are more vulnerable and have less experience dealing with challenges, have more of these simulation dreams than older adults. The dreams feel real enough to trigger actual stress responses, which means your body gets practice activating its protective systems without actual risk. This might explain why dreams so often focus on problems and challenges rather than pleasant scenarios. Your subconscious is more concerned with keeping you prepared than with keeping you entertained. Dreams help you understand and practice social situations. A significant portion of dreams involve social interactions, conversations, conflicts, romantic encounters, or group dynamics. These dream scenarios allow your brain to simulate social experiences and explore different responses. If you're concerned about an upcoming conversation with your supervisor, you might dream about various ways that conversation could go, experiencing different emotional outcomes. Research shows that socially anxious people tend to have more dreams involving social evaluation and judgment, while people with strong social support networks dream more about positive social interactions. Your dreams aren't just processing past social experiences. They're also preparing you for future ones. By running through possible scenarios and emotional responses, your brain is helping you build social skills and emotional resilience. This is particularly important during adolescence, when social identity is forming, which is why teenagers often report more intense and socially focused dreams than children or adults. Dreams are your brain's social laboratory. The emotional intensity of dreams tends to fade quickly after waking, but the implicit emotional learning remains. You might wake from a nightmare feeling upset, but within minutes, that feeling dissipates. However, your brain has learned something from that emotional experience. Studies show that people who dream about confronting a fear often show reduced anxiety about that fear in waking life, even if they don't remember the dream. The emotional work happens during the dream itself, and the benefits persist even after the specific content is forgotten. This is why dream journals can be helpful, not because remembering dreams is inherently necessary, but because recording them helps you notice patterns in what your subconscious is working on. You might discover that you dream about similar themes repeatedly, which points to ongoing emotional processing needs. But even without conscious awareness, your dreams are doing emotional regulation work that shapes how you feel and respond during your waking hours. The therapeutic benefit doesn't require you to remember or analyze the dream. Crying in dreams is relatively common and serves a specific emotional purpose. People often report feeling profound sadness or grief in dreams, sometimes about situations that wouldn't affect them as much while awake. This heightened emotional responsiveness during dreams allows your brain to access and process feelings you might hold back during the day. The tears aren't wasted. They represent genuine emotional processing. Some people even wake to find they've actually been crying in their sleep, their body responding to the dream emotion. Research indicates that dreams involving crying often occur during periods of accumulated stress or grief that hasn't been fully expressed. Your subconscious creates a safe space where you have permission to feel these emotions fully, without the social constraints or practical demands of waking life. These cathartic dreams don't necessarily solve problems, but they provide emotional release, which is itself healing. The crying in dreams is your brain giving you permission to feel what you've been holding back. Dreams about loved ones who have died are among the most emotionally powerful dream experiences. These dreams are part of the grief process, helping you adjust to the reality of loss while maintaining emotional connection to the person who died. Research on bereavement dreams shows they typically follow a pattern. Early after a loss, dreams might replay the death or show the person as suffering. Later, dreams often shift to showing the person healthy and peaceful, sometimes even communicating messages of comfort. These later dreams can be profoundly healing, providing a sense of closure or continued relationship. Neuroscience suggests these dreams are your brain's way of reorganizing its model of the world to accommodate the absence of someone who was central to your life. The dreams aren't supernatural visits. They're your mind working through grief by creating scenarios where you can still interact with the person, gradually helping you integrate the loss while preserving their psychological presence in your life. The comfort these dreams provide is real, even though the interaction is constructed by your own mind. Intimate dreams are a normal part of dream content, though people often feel embarrassed to discuss them. These dreams aren't primarily about physical desire. They're usually about intimacy, vulnerability, power dynamics, or creativity. The intimate element is often symbolic, representing a desire for connection, a merging of different aspects of yourself, or exploration of identity. Research shows that such dreams increase during periods of life transition, such as adolescence, pregnancy, or major relationship changes. They're your brain's way of processing questions about intimacy, desirability, and identity using the powerful language of connection. Sometimes these dreams feature partners you've never been attracted to in waking life, which can feel confusing. But the specific person is less important than what they represent to you. Perhaps a quality you admire, a relationship dynamic you're exploring, or simply the brain casting someone in a symbolic role. Your subconscious uses intimate scenarios the same way it uses other dream content, as metaphor and simulation, not as literal wish fulfillment. Dreams can help you work through anger in a safe context. If you're upset with someone but haven't expressed it, you might dream about confronting them, arguing with them, or even intense scenarios. These dreams aren't predictions or desires. They're your brain exploring the emotion and different ways of responding to it. The dream allows you to experience the catharsis of expressing anger without the real-world consequences of damaging relationships. Studies show that people who dream about conflicts often show better emotional regulation around those conflicts when awake. The dream essentially provides a pressure release valve, preventing anger from building up to harmful levels. However, if you're having frequent aggressive dreams, it might indicate that you need better outlets for frustration in your waking life. Dreams can help process normal levels of frustration, but they're not a substitute for addressing chronic anger or unresolved conflicts. They're showing you what needs attention, not solving the problem for you. The emotions you feel during dreams are real, even though the situations triggering them aren't. Your amygdala, the brain's emotional center, is fully active during REM sleep. When you feel fear in a nightmare, your heart rate actually increases. You might perspire, and stress hormones are released. When you feel joy in a pleasant dream, your brain releases dopamine. These physiological responses happen whether the threat or reward is real or dreamed. This is why dreams can be so powerful. Your body doesn't fully distinguish between dreamed experiences and real ones while you're in them. From an emotional learning perspective, this is valuable. Your brain gets to practice emotional responses in a variety of scenarios, building your emotional repertoire without requiring those situations to actually occur. However, this is also why nightmares can be distressing enough to disrupt sleep. The fear is genuinely felt, even though the danger is imaginary. Your conscious mind knows the difference upon waking, but your emotional brain responds to the experience as real while you're having it. Children often have more nightmares than adults, particularly between ages 3 and 6. This isn't because childhood is more traumatic. It's because children are learning to manage fear for the first time. Their dreams reflect the process of understanding what's safe and what's concerning, what's real and what's imaginary. Common childhood nightmares about monsters, being lost, or separation from parents all relate to developmentally appropriate fears. As children's brains mature and they gain more experience successfully managing fears, nightmares typically decrease. Parents sometimes worry that nightmares indicate psychological problems, but occasional nightmares are actually a sign of normal emotional development. They're how the brain learns to process fear. The key is how the child recovers from the nightmare. If they can be comforted and return to sleep, the nightmare is doing its developmental job. If nightmares become so frequent or intense that the child develops sleep anxiety, professional support might help. But the occasional scary dream is your child's brain learning one of life's most important skills: how to face fear and move through it. Grief dreams, where you dream about someone you miss or something you've lost, serve an important adaptive function. They allow you to maintain a relationship with what's been lost while gradually adjusting to its absence. These dreams often feel bittersweet, comforting in the moment, but sad upon waking. Research shows that people who have these dreams generally adjust better to loss over time than people who don't. The dreams provide a space where the loss isn't complete, where you can still interact with what's missing. This isn't denial. It's a transitional process. Over time, grief dreams typically become less frequent as you integrate the loss into your ongoing life story. But they can return during anniversaries, holidays, or other moments when the loss feels particularly acute. Your brain is wise enough to know that healing doesn't mean forgetting. These dreams honor what was important to you while helping you build a life that accommodates its absence. The sadness upon waking isn't a setback. It's proof that you loved deeply, which is something worth honoring. Dreams about being trapped, paralyzed, or unable to escape are among the most distressing dream experiences. These dreams often occur when you're feeling powerless or stuck in some aspect of your waking life. The physical sensation of being unable to move in a dream can be so vivid that people sometimes wake in a panic. Occasionally, people experience this as sleep paralysis, a state where you become conscious before the REM sleep paralysis has worn off. So you're awake but temporarily unable to move. This can be frightening, especially since it's sometimes accompanied by unusual sensations or a sense of presence in the room. However, sleep paralysis is harmless and typically lasts only seconds to a few minutes. Understanding what's happening can reduce the fear. These trapped or paralyzed dreams are your brain processing feelings of helplessness or lack of control. They're unpleasant, but they're directing your attention to areas of your life where you might need to reclaim agency or make changes. The dream isn't creating the feeling of being trapped. It's reflecting a feeling that already exists and needs to be addressed. You've now seen how dreams process what your conscious mind can't fully handle during the day. They provide a safe theater for experiencing and working through emotions. Fear, anger, grief, anxiety, desire, without the limitations and consequences of waking life. Your brain doesn't just replay difficult experiences. It transforms them, connects them to other memories, and gradually reduces their emotional charge. Dreams about being chased help you process avoidance. Dreams about confrontation help you explore assertiveness. Dreams about loss help you practice acceptance. Each emotional dream is your subconscious saying, "Let me help you carry this." The emotions in dreams are real, even when the scenarios aren't. Your heart rate, your hormones, your tears, all genuine responses that build emotional resilience and regulation. In the next section, we'll explore why your dreams speak in symbols rather than direct language, and how recognizing your own symbolic vocabulary can help you understand what your subconscious is communicating. You're still here with me, thoughts still flickering like candlelight. Your mind exploring these quiet truths about dreams. Just notice. Don't judge. Just notice where your awareness is right now. We're exploring consciousness itself, the very thing doing the exploring in this moment. Strange, beautiful, and perfectly calm. Let's drift onward together. Your dreams speak in symbols because the language centers of your brain are largely offline during REM sleep. Broca's area and Wernicke's area, the regions responsible for producing and understanding language, show decreased activity during dreams. Meanwhile, your visual cortex and emotional centers are highly active. This means your brain is thinking in images and feelings rather than words. The result is that dreams communicate through symbols, metaphors, and scenarios rather than direct statements. If you're feeling overwhelmed at work, your brain doesn't create a dream where a voice says, "You're stressed about work." Instead, it might create an image of you drowning, or struggling to climb an endless staircase, or trying to hold too many objects at once. These images aren't random. They're carefully chosen metaphors that capture the emotional truth of your experience more vividly than words could. Understanding your dreams isn't about looking up symbols in a dream dictionary. It's about recognizing the emotional truth each symbol represents for you personally. Your subconscious is a visual poet. Common dream symbols appear across cultures, though their personal meaning varies. Water often represents emotions. Calm water, suggesting peace. Turbulent water, suggesting inner turmoil. Flying frequently relates to freedom or escape. Those struggling to fly reflects different concerns than soaring effortlessly. Nakedness typically signals vulnerability. Yet, interestingly, others in these dreams rarely notice or care, reflecting how we're more aware of our own perceived flaws than others are. Houses usually represent the self, with different rooms symbolizing different aspects of your psyche. Being chased often relates to avoiding something. Falling can represent loss of control. But these are patterns, not rules. If you nearly drowned as a child, water carries different emotional weight than for someone who swam happily. Your brain uses your personal history to construct symbols. The key to understanding symbols in your dreams is noticing the feeling they evoke. The emotion tells you what the symbol represents. Flying dreams are reported by roughly 1/3 of dreamers at some point in their lives. The traditional interpretation is that flying represents freedom, transcendence, or escape from constraints. People often report feeling exhilarated during flying dreams, experiencing a sense of power and possibility. However, some flying dreams involve difficulty getting off the ground, or flying too high and becoming frightened, or having the ability to fly suddenly disappear. These variations reflect different emotional states. The struggle to fly might represent frustrated ambitions, while fear of flying too high could relate to anxiety about success. Neuroscience research suggests that flying dreams might also be connected to the physical sensation of the body in bed. During REM sleep, your brain is monitoring your body's position but receiving limited sensory feedback due to muscle paralysis. The brain's interpretation of this unusual sensory state might contribute to the sensation of floating or flying. Whether the source is metaphorical or physiological, flying dreams tend to be among the most pleasant and memorable. Dreams about being naked in public are anxiety dreams that represent vulnerability and exposure. You're in a situation where you feel exposed or unprepared, literally stripped of the protection and presentation you normally have. Interestingly, in these dreams, other people often don't notice or care that you're naked, which reflects an important psychological truth. You're usually much more aware of your own perceived flaws and vulnerabilities than others are. These dreams increase during times when you're feeling particularly self-conscious or worried about being judged. Before presentations, during new relationships, or when starting a new job. The nakedness isn't about the body itself. It's about the fear of being seen for who you really are, without the usual defenses. These dreams are your brain processing social anxiety and the universal human experience of feeling inadequate at times. The fact that such dreams are extremely common across cultures suggests they tap into a shared human experience of vulnerability. Houses and buildings in dreams often represent yourself, your personality, your mind, your life. Different rooms can represent different aspects of your psyche or different areas of your life. The basement often symbolizes the unconscious mind or hidden aspects of yourself. The attic might represent memories or thoughts you've stored away. Bedrooms often relate to intimacy and privacy. Kitchens can represent nurturing. Discovering new rooms in a familiar house is a common dream that often occurs during periods of personal growth or self-discovery. You're literally finding new aspects of yourself. The condition of the house matters too. A well-maintained house might suggest you feel your life is in order, while a house in disrepair might reflect feeling overwhelmed. Being locked out of a house could represent feeling disconnected from yourself. Your brain uses the architecture of houses as a metaphor for the architecture of self. Dreaming about being chased is one of the most universally reported dream themes across all cultures and age groups. The pursuer in the dream often represents something you're avoiding in waking life, a difficult emotion, an unresolved conflict, a responsibility you're putting off, or a fear you're not confronting. The interesting thing about chase dreams is that the threat is always behind you, never caught or clearly seen. This reflects the nature of avoidance. The thing you're running from remains threatening precisely because you won't turn around and face it. Studies show that if dreamers manage to stop running and confront their pursuer, the threatening figure often transforms or disappears. This mirrors waking life, Avoided concerns often lose their power once confronted. However, the solution to frequent chase dreams isn't necessarily to achieve confrontation within the dream itself, but to identify what you're avoiding in your waking life and address it there. Dreams about falling are often associated with feelings of losing control or concern about failure. You might dream about falling when you're worried about making a mistake, when you feel your grip on a situation slipping, or when you're anxious about something not working out. There's an old myth that if you hit the ground in a falling dream, something terrible will happen. This is completely false. Many people have dreamed of hitting the ground and lived to tell about it. The fear of falling is likely hardwired into humans as a survival mechanism. Our primate ancestors needed to be very aware of falling from trees, so it makes sense that falling would appear in dreams as a symbol of danger and loss of control. The sensation of falling can also be related to hypnic jerks, those sudden muscle twitches that sometimes occur as you're falling asleep. Your brain interprets the muscle twitch as falling and incorporates it into your dream narrative. Teeth falling out in dreams represent anxiety about powerlessness or loss. Some research suggests these dreams might also be triggered by actual physical sensations. Grinding your teeth at night, which is often stress-related, or even mild dental irritation you're not consciously aware of. Your sleeping brain detects the sensation and weaves it into the dream narrative. But the emotional meaning remains. Teeth are essential for survival, eating, and social interaction, speaking, smiling. So losing them represents losing important capabilities. These dreams are more common during periods of transition or when you're feeling particularly insecure. The multiple possible sources of teeth dreams: physical sensation, anxiety symbolism, cultural symbolism, show how dreams are constructed from many inputs simultaneously. Your brain is always monitoring your body, your emotions, and your environment. And the dream is where all these streams get woven into a single narrative. Being late or unprepared for an important event, like an exam, a presentation, or a wedding, is another extremely common dream theme. These dreams reflect performance anxiety and fear of inadequacy. They often occur when you're facing evaluation or judgment in some area of your life, or when you're feeling unprepared for responsibilities you've taken on. What's interesting is that these dreams often persist long after the actual situations they reference. Many adults still dream about being late for school exams decades after graduating. This persistence suggests the dreams aren't really about the specific event, but about the emotional pattern of anxiety, about performance and judgment. Your brain has filed school exam as a reliable symbol for this type of anxiety, so it continues to use that scenario whenever you're experiencing similar feelings about different situations. Understanding this can help you decode the dream. You're not actually worried about a test you took 20 years ago. You're worried about being evaluated in your current life. We've reached the halfway point in our journey, and you've begun to see how your subconscious creates a symbolic language unique to you. Dreams don't speak in literal statements because language centers aren't active during REM sleep. Instead, your brain creates visual metaphors, pulls from your personal library of experiences and associations, and weaves them into scenarios that capture emotional truths more powerfully than words could. Water, flight, nakedness, houses, being chased, falling, losing teeth, being late. These common symbols appear across dreamers. but their specific meaning for you depends on your personal history and current emotional state. The same symbol can mean different things on different nights. Your subconscious isn't using a fixed code. It's creating poetry. And like all poetry, its meaning emerges from context, feeling, and association. In the next section, we'll explore what your specific dreams reveal about your specific psychological needs and how the patterns in your dreams mirror the patterns in your waking life. Right now, you're in a threshold space, not fully awake, but not yet dreaming. Notice this in-between place. Your thoughts are becoming softer, looser, less linear. This is the hypnagogic state, the doorway between worlds. Images might flicker behind your closed eyes. Random thoughts might drift by like clouds. You don't have to make sense of them. You don't have to follow them or dismiss them. Just let them float past, observing without grasping. This is how dreams begin, with fragments that gradually weave into stories. Your conscious mind is slowly stepping back, letting your subconscious come forward. There's nothing to do but allow, nothing to achieve but rest. Feel yourself drifting, neither here nor there, suspended in gentle transition. This is where creativity lives. This is where healing begins. Breathe and float. Just breathe and float. Now we continue into the deeper waters of sleep. The timing and type of stress in your life directly influence your dream content. Acute stress, like a crisis or immediate challenge, tends to produce nightmares or anxiety dreams about the situation itself. Chronic stress, on the other hand, produces more generalized anxiety dreams that might not directly reference the stressor, but reflect the persistent feeling of being overwhelmed. Research tracking people's dreams over time shows that as stress levels change, dream content shifts accordingly. When stress decreases, dreams become less threatening and more neutral, or even positive. This responsiveness shows that dreams are actively tracking your current psychological state and working to process whatever is most demanding your emotional attention. If you notice your dreams becoming more difficult or anxious, it might be a signal that stress in your waking life needs attention. Your dreams are an early warning system, often reflecting psychological strain before you've consciously acknowledged it. People with depression often experience distinctive dream patterns. Their dreams tend to have more difficult emotional content, more themes of rejection or failure, and more passive dream characters who have things done to them rather than acting with agency. Interestingly, the dream ego, the version of yourself in the dream, in depressed individuals, is often powerless, controlled by others, or unable to change outcomes. This mirrors the psychological experience of depression, where people feel helpless to change their circumstances or emotional state. However, as depression treatment progresses and symptoms improve, dream content typically shifts. Dreams become more active. The dream ego gains more agency, and emotional content becomes less uniformly difficult. This shows that dreams don't just reflect depression. They're part of how the brain processes the emotional patterns of depression. Successful treatment changes not only waking mood, but also the dream landscape. Anxiety disorders produce characteristic dream patterns. People with generalized anxiety disorder dream more about everyday worries and potential problems. Those with social anxiety dream about social evaluation and rejection. People with specific concerns dream about their feared objects or situations. What's particularly interesting is that anxiety dreams often feature themes of pursuit, entrapment, or inadequacy. Research shows that anxiety dreams can worsen anxiety symptoms if they become too frequent or intense, creating a feedback loop. However, occasional anxiety dreams appear to help with emotional processing, allowing the brain to practice coping responses in a safe context. The key is frequency and intensity. Some anxiety processing through dreams is healthy and adaptive. Excessive nightmare frequency might indicate that anxiety has overwhelmed the brain's ability to process it through dreams alone, suggesting that waking interventions like therapy might be helpful. Trauma fundamentally changes dream patterns. Post-traumatic nightmares are different from ordinary nightmares. They often involve direct replays of the traumatic event or closely related scenarios. They can occur during both REM and non-REM sleep, and they tend to remain consistent over time rather than varying like normal dreams. This represents the brain working to process an experience that was too overwhelming for normal emotional processing. The nightmare is both a symptom of unprocessed trauma and an attempt at processing it. Each nightmare is the brain saying, "I'm still trying to make sense of this." Effective trauma therapy, particularly approaches like EMDR, eye movement, desensitization and reprocessing, or trauma-focused cognitive behavioral therapy, often reduces nightmare frequency and intensity. As the traumatic memory becomes processed and integrated, the nightmares typically transform, becoming less literal, less intense, and less frequent. Lucid dreaming, becoming aware that you're dreaming while still in the dream, offers a unique window into consciousness and can be a tool for psychological insight. When you realize you're dreaming, you can sometimes influence the dream's direction or simply observe with the awareness that it's a construction of your mind. Recent neuroscience research using advanced brain imaging shows that during lucid dreams, the prefrontal cortex, which is normally quiet during regular dreams, partially reactivates, giving you back some executive control and self-awareness while maintaining the dream state. Some therapists teach lucid dreaming techniques to people with recurring nightmares, helping them change the dream narrative or confront threatening figures. This can reduce nightmare frequency and intensity. Lucid dreaming also allows for fascinating self-exploration. You can ask dream characters what they represent, explore dream environments with curiosity, or experiment with impossible actions. The people who appear in your recurring dreams often represent unresolved relationships or unintegrated aspects of yourself. If you repeatedly dream about a particular person, especially someone from your past, it usually doesn't mean you need to contact that person. It means they've come to symbolize something psychologically important that your subconscious is still working with. An ex-partner might represent a version of yourself you were when you were together, or patterns in relationships you're still navigating. A deceased parent might represent values they held, or aspects of yourself you associate with them. The person in the dream is less a representation of their actual self and more a character your brain has cast to represent psychological themes. When these recurring character dreams finally stop, it often indicates you've integrated whatever they represented. Their job is done. Dreams about pregnancy, birth, or babies are common even among people who aren't pregnant and don't want children. These dreams typically symbolize creativity, new projects, potential, or new aspects of yourself that are developing. Pregnancy in dreams represents the process of bringing something new into being. It takes time, requires nurturing, and will eventually emerge. Birth dreams often occur during periods of significant life change or when you're about to begin a new phase. The baby in the dream might represent a creative project, a new career direction, a new relationship, or a new understanding of yourself. Sometimes these dreams include anxiety about caring for the baby or concerns about the baby, which reflects worries about your ability to nurture this new aspect of your life. Like all dream symbols, pregnancy and babies are metaphors. Dreams about death, your own or someone else's, are rarely literal predictions. Instead, they symbolize endings, transitions, or transformations. Death in dreams represents something coming to completion or the end of a particular phase of life. Dreaming about your own death might occur when you're going through significant identity changes, leaving a job, ending a relationship, moving to a new city. The old version of yourself is dying to make room for who you're becoming. Dreaming about someone else's death often represents the end of that relationship or your changing perception of that person. Sometimes these dreams carry grief even though no actual death has occurred. You're mourning the loss of what was. However, death dreams can also be peaceful or even positive, representing relief about something ending or readiness for transformation. The emotional tone tells you how you feel about the ending it represents. People who experience chronic pain often have that pain incorporated into their dreams, but in transformed ways. The pain might be represented symbolically, dreaming of being injured, trapped, or affected in the area where they experience waking pain. Or the dreams might simply have more difficult emotional content overall, reflecting the constant stress of living with pain. Interestingly, during deep, non-REM sleep, pain perception is reduced, which is part of why sleep is restorative. But during REM sleep, when vivid dreaming occurs, pain signals can still reach consciousness and influence dream content. This creates a difficult cycle for people with chronic pain. Poor sleep worsens pain, and pain worsens dreams, which can fragment sleep further. Contemporary research on pain management emphasizes the importance of improving sleep quality as part of comprehensive pain treatment. Medications can significantly affect dream content and dream recall. Antidepressants, particularly SSRIs, often increase dream vividness and sometimes cause more nightmares, especially when first starting or changing doses. This happens because these medications affect serotonin and other neurotransmitters that regulate REM sleep. Beta blockers, used for blood pressure and anxiety, can cause vivid dreams or nightmares because they affect how the brain processes emotional memories during sleep. Conversely, some medications suppress REM sleep entirely, leading to fewer remembered dreams. If you suddenly stop a medication that suppressed REM sleep, you might experience REM rebound, an increase in vivid dreams as your brain tries to catch up on the REM sleep it was missing. If you notice significant changes in your dreams after starting a new medication, it's worth discussing with your healthcare provider. Dreams serve as emotional dress rehearsals for situations you might face in waking life. This rehearsal function is particularly clear in dreams about upcoming events, job interviews, difficult conversations, performances. Your brain creates scenarios where you practice different approaches and experience different outcomes. Research shows that people who dream about an upcoming challenge often perform better than those who don't, even controlling for preparation and skill level. The dream practice, despite being unconscious and often not remembered, still provides benefit. Your brain is running simulations, testing emotional responses, and preparing you psychologically. This is adaptive. It's better to experience anxiety or make mistakes in a dream than in reality. The rehearsal dreams are your subconscious trying to help you succeed by giving you practice in a consequence-free environment. Dreams about losing control of a vehicle, car, plane, or other transportation often represent feeling that your life is moving in a direction you can't control, or that you're not the one steering your own path. These dreams increase during periods when you feel powerless in major life decisions, or when circumstances seem to be controlling you rather than you controlling them. The specific vehicle matters. Cars often represent personal autonomy and day-to-day life direction. Planes might represent larger life plans or ambitious goals. Buses or trains, where someone else drives, might represent feeling subject to others' decisions. If you dream about the brakes not working or the steering failing, it suggests you're trying to slow down or change direction in some aspect of life but feeling unable to do so. The dream is an invitation to examine where you've given away your power. Recurring nightmares in childhood often reflect normal developmental fears and usually resolve as children grow and gain mastery over those fears. However, in adults, persistent nightmares that occur weekly or more often can indicate unresolved psychological distress and may warrant professional attention. Nightmare disorder is a recognized condition that can severely impact sleep quality and daily functioning. Treatment for nightmare disorder often involves a technique called imagery rehearsal therapy, where you consciously reimagine the nightmare with a different, less distressing ending while awake. This seems to give the brain an alternative script to follow, and studies show it can significantly reduce nightmare frequency. The key insight is that nightmares, while unpleasant, are usually your brain trying to process something. Occasional nightmares are normal and healthy. Frequent, intense nightmares suggest the brain needs additional support. Dreams about being back in school, even decades after graduation, are remarkably common among adults. These dreams often involve being unprepared for a test, unable to find your classroom, or discovering you've somehow failed a required course. The school setting is being used symbolically. It represents situations where you're being evaluated, where you're learning new skills, or where you feel like a novice. If you dream about school, it doesn't mean you're worried about actual school. It means you're in a situation that evokes similar feelings of being tested or evaluated. The school dream is your brain's shorthand for "I'm feeling unprepared and judged." This makes sense from a developmental perspective. School was likely the first context where you experienced sustained evaluation and performance pressure. Those neural pathways were deeply carved, so your brain continues to use that familiar scenario. You're beginning to see the pattern now. Your dreams are a mirror reflecting your current psychological state. Stress creates anxious dreams. Depression creates passive dreams with difficult emotions. Trauma creates repetitive, intense nightmares. Pain creates suffering dreams. But the reverse is also true. As you heal, your dreams change. As stress decreases, dreams become more neutral. As depression lifts, dream characters become more active. As trauma gets processed, nightmares transform. Dreams are both diagnostic and therapeutic. They show you what needs attention and simultaneously work on processing it. Your specific dreams reveal your specific needs. The recurring themes in your dreams point to recurring patterns in your psychology. The symbols your brain chooses reflect your personal history and associations. You can learn to read your own dreams by paying attention to the emotions they evoke and the life situations connected to those emotions. Lucid dreamers report that one of the most profound aspects of lucidity is realizing, while still in the dream, that everything they're experiencing is created by their own mind. The threatening figure, your own mind. The beautiful landscape, your own mind. The sense of wonder or fear, your own mind. This recognition can be psychologically powerful because it demonstrates viscerally, not just intellectually, that your experience of reality is constructed by your perception and interpretation. While awake, you rarely have this level of awareness about how much your brain is shaping your experience. The dream, when you become lucid within it, is like seeing behind the curtain of consciousness. You realize that the theater of experience is always operating. Some people find this realization liberating. If you created this fear, you can also create peace. Dreams about missing an important event, a flight, a wedding, an appointment, often reflect feeling that life is passing you by or that you're not seizing opportunities. These dreams carry a sense of urgency and regret. You're running, trying to get there, but obstacles keep appearing or time moves too fast. Upon waking, even though nothing was actually missed, the emotional residue remains, a sense of loss or failure. These dreams typically increase when you're feeling that you're not living up to your potential, that you're letting chances slip away, or that time is moving faster than you can keep up with. The solution isn't to move faster in waking life. It's often to examine whether your goals are realistic, whether you're overcommitted, or whether you're judging yourself too harshly. The anxiety in the dream is real and worth attention. Dreams can facilitate creative problem-solving in ways that waking thought cannot. Because your prefrontal cortex is less active during dreams, you're not constrained by "that won't work" or "that's impossible." Your brain can explore unusual combinations and perspectives. Famous examples include Auguste Kekule discovering the ring structure of benzene after dreaming of a snake eating its tail. Contemporary neuroscience research continues to support this creative advantage. People who wake from REM sleep perform better on creative problem-solving tasks than people who wake from non-REM sleep. The key is that dreams allow your brain to make associations it wouldn't make while awake. If you're working on a creative or intellectual problem, the advice to sleep on it is scientifically sound. Your dreaming brain will continue working on the problem, approaching it from angles your conscious mind wouldn't consider. Dreams about discovering new rooms in your home or in familiar places are transformation dreams. They represent finding new aspects of yourself, discovering capabilities you didn't know you had, or uncovering memories or feelings that were hidden. These dreams often occur during periods of personal growth, therapy, or self-exploration. The new room might be beautiful and welcoming, suggesting positive qualities you're discovering in yourself, or it might be neglected or unsettling, suggesting aspects you've been avoiding. Either way, the dream is about expansion of self-awareness. Your psyche is larger than you knew. The house, representing yourself, has more space, more possibilities than you realized. These dreams tend to feel significant and memorable, often staying with people for years. The new room isn't something added from outside. It was always part of the house. Dreams about showing up to work or school without having done crucial preparation, forgetting you had a presentation, not having studied for a test, being asked to perform a job you don't know how to do, reflect imposter syndrome and fear of inadequacy. These dreams are especially common among high achievers who fear being exposed as less competent than others believe them to be. The dream scenario makes literal the internal fear. What if everyone discovers I don't know what I'm doing? Research on imposter syndrome shows that it's not correlated with actual competence. Highly successful people often experience it more intensely than people with average achievements. The dream isn't revealing a truth about your abilities. It's revealing a feeling about your self-perception. The dream is inviting you to examine and challenge the belief that you're fooling everyone. Sensory experiences in dreams can be remarkably vivid. People report experiencing taste, smell, touch, temperature, and even pain in dreams, not just sights and sounds. This full sensory richness shows that dreams aren't just visual movies. They're immersive simulations, engaging multiple brain systems. The vividness varies from person to person and dream to dream. Some dreams are hazy and impressionistic. Others are so sensorially detailed, they feel more real than waking life. Research suggests that the brain regions responsible for processing actual sensory input are active during dreams, generating similar neural patterns to what they'd produce in response to real stimuli. Your brain is essentially creating controlled internal experiences, using its stored models of sensations to create a convincing simulation. This is why dream experiences can sometimes feel more intense than real experiences. The transition from waking to sleeping involves passing through a state called the hypnagogic state, and the transition from sleeping to waking involves the hypnopompic state. During these threshold states, people often experience vivid imagery, hear voices or sounds, feel physical sensations, or have brief dreamlike experiences. These aren't full dreams, but they're not quite waking consciousness either. Some of history's greatest creative insights reportedly came during these in-between states. Thomas Edison famously held ball bearings while dozing, so they'd drop and wake him during the hypnagogic state, which he found particularly fertile for ideas. Salvador Dali used a similar technique. The hypnagogic state combines elements of dream consciousness, reduced logical filtering, increased imagery, with elements of waking consciousness, some awareness and memory formation, creating unique conditions for creativity. Dreams about being unable to scream or call for help. Your voice doesn't work, or only a whisper comes out, despite desperate effort. Reflect feeling unheard or powerless to communicate in waking life. These dreams often occur when you're in a situation where you feel your voice or needs aren't being acknowledged. Children frequently have these dreams because they genuinely have less power than adults. Adults have them when they feel silenced, whether by relationship dynamics, workplace situations, or internal psychological constraints. The frustration in these dreams is intense. You have something important to say, danger to warn about, or a need to express, but your voice fails you. This mirrors the waking experience of feeling your communication is ineffective or that others aren't listening. The dream isn't creating the problem. It's showing you a problem that already exists. Dreams can replay or reimagine positive experiences as well as challenging ones, though people tend to remember difficult dreams more readily. Dreams about joyful reunions, triumphant moments, or deeply connecting experiences serve an important function too. They reinforce positive emotions and help consolidate happy memories. When you dream about a wonderful experience you had, your brain is strengthening the neural pathways associated with that memory and the positive feelings connected to it. This is part of how dreams build resilience and emotional well-being. Contemporary research on positive psychology emphasizes that mental health isn't just the absence of problems, it's the presence of positive emotions, meaning, and connection. Dreams contribute to this positive dimension by replaying and reinforcing experiences of joy, love, accomplishment, and beauty. You've now journeyed through the landscape of what specific dreams reveal about specific psychological needs. Your dreams are not random, not meaningless, and not beyond understanding. They're a mirror reflecting your current emotional state, your unresolved concerns, your unintegrated experiences, and your psychological growth. Stress dreams show you what's overwhelming you. Symbolic dreams translate feelings into images. Recurring dreams point to persistent patterns needing attention. Lucid dreams offer insight into the constructed nature of all experience. Whether you remember your dreams or not, whether you understand them immediately or not, they're doing their work, processing emotions, consolidating memories, rehearsing responses, and integrating new experiences into your ongoing sense of self. Your subconscious doesn't speak in riddles to confuse you. It speaks in symbols because that's the language available. And because symbols can convey emotional truths that words sometimes can't capture, you've been listening, learning, thinking about dreams for a long time now. It's time to stop trying to understand and simply let go. Your subconscious doesn't need your conscious mind's supervision or approval. It knows what it's doing. It's been taking care of you since before you had words. Right now, feel yourself releasing control, releasing the need to figure things out, releasing the effort of understanding. Your brain will dream tonight whether you understand why or not. Your emotions will be processed whether you remember the dreams or not. Trust the process you've been learning about. Your subconscious is not your enemy or a stranger. It's the deepest part of you, working always for your healing and integration. Let it lead now. You don't have to steer anymore. Feel the relief of surrendering to your own inner wisdom. The work will happen. The healing will continue. All you have to do is sleep. Breathe out completely. Release everything. Let the deep intelligence within you take over. Now we drift into the final truths, the gentle understanding of why we dream at all. In a sense, dreams make us distinctly human. Among all the remarkable features of consciousness, language, abstract thought, self-awareness, empathy, the ability to dream is profoundly mysterious. Yes, animals dream, but the complexity, symbolism, and narrative quality of human dreams appears unique. Your capacity to create entire worlds in sleep, to experience emotions about situations that never happened, to learn from scenarios purely imagined. This is remarkable. Every night, you prove you're more than you think you are during the day. You dream because you must process experience. Life moves too quickly for full understanding in real time. Dreams provide the processing time your waking mind doesn't have. Without REM sleep, unprocessed emotions accumulate. Research shows sleep deprivation causes emotional dysregulation and psychological distress. Your brain needs this nightly reset not as luxury, but as necessity. Dreams digest experience, breaking it into manageable pieces, filing it appropriately so you wake psychologically refreshed. Dreams help integrate memory with identity. Who you are is largely a story you tell yourself about your life. Dreams participate in constructing this narrative. They take new experiences and find places for them in the existing story. They connect present to past, helping you see patterns. This is why elderly people sometimes dream about childhood. They're revisiting memories, ensuring the narrative holds together. Your waking self experiences, your dreaming self makes sense. The function of forgetting most dreams makes sense when you consider their purpose. Dreams are processing tools, not memories to be stored. Once emotional processing is complete, the specific content isn't needed. It's like scaffolding on a building, essential during construction, but removed once stable. If you remembered every dream vividly, your memory would be cluttered with thousands of events that never happened. By forgetting most dreams, your brain separates the processing from the outcome. The emotional work remains. You feel better, less anxious, more integrated. Dreams reveal that consciousness is flexible. Your sense of self, which feels solid during the day, becomes fluid in dreams. You might be yourself but younger, or yourself with different abilities. Time becomes elastic. The impossible feels normal. This reveals something profound. Your normal waking consciousness is an active construction your brain maintains through constant monitoring. Dreams show what happens when monitoring systems are turned down. Consciousness becomes dreamlike. Reality becomes fluid. This doesn't mean waking reality is illusion, but your experience is more actively constructed than it feels. The boundary between dreaming and waking is less clear than it seems. Daydreaming shares features with night dreaming. Mind wandering has similar neural signatures. This suggests dreaming isn't a separate, alien state, but an extreme version of something your brain does always, generating internal experience independent of external input. The same systems creating night dreams also create imagination, memory recall, future planning, and empathy. Dreams are your brain using its simulation capabilities, without the constraint of matching external reality. Dreams connect you to the long history of human experience. People have been dreaming for as long as people have existed. Ancient civilizations valued dreams. Indigenous cultures worldwide have rich traditions around dreaming. When you dream, you're engaging in an ancient human practice. The same questions people asked thousands of years ago. What do dreams mean? Why do we dream? Are questions you're still exploring. In dreams, you touch something timeless about human consciousness. Dreams prepare you for tomorrow by processing yesterday. The emotional regulation, memory consolidation, and problem-solving that happen during dreams all serve to make you more resilient, creative, and psychologically balanced when you wake. People who dream well tend to cope better with stress. They're more creative, more emotionally balanced, better at complex problem-solving. Your brain is clearing space, organizing information, resolving emotional tensions, so you wake with more cognitive and emotional resources available. The dreams of your life form a kind of parallel autobiography running alongside your waking life. Childhood dreams of monsters and magic, adolescent dreams of identity and belonging, young adult dreams of purpose and partnership. Each phase has characteristic dream content, reflecting developmental concerns. Some researchers have studied individuals' dreams over decades and found dream content tracks major life themes and changes. You've been having this conversation with your subconscious since you first began dreaming, and it will continue until your final dream. Dreams remind you that much of psychological life is unconscious. You don't choose what to dream about. All of this happens automatically, generated by processes outside conscious awareness. This is humbling and important. Your conscious mind is powerful, but it's not the whole story. Dreams give glimpses of unconscious activity. They show what your mind is preoccupied with, even when you're not consciously thinking about it. Rather than threatening, this unconscious activity is mostly trying to help you. Learning to trust unconscious processes, including dreams, is part of psychological maturity. Dreams, at their core, are about integration. Integration of new experiences with old ones. Integration of conflicting emotions. Integration of different aspects of yourself. Your psyche constantly tries to create coherence from the chaos of experience, and dreams are a primary way this happens. During the day, you're fragmented by different roles and demands. Dreams work toward integration. They create narratives connecting disparate elements. The goal isn't perfect integration. That's impossible. The goal is enough integration to maintain a coherent sense of self. The most profound realization about dreams is that they're created by you, for you, and about you. Every element is drawn from your own mind. The symbols are ones you've learned. The emotions are yours. Even the parts that seem to come from elsewhere. All originate in your own psychological processes. This means dreams can never truly threaten you because they can only use material from your own mind. This is simultaneously comforting and challenging. Comforting because dreams can't introduce genuinely foreign elements. Challenging because you can't blame dreams on external sources. Dreams are fundamentally creative acts. Every night, without effort or intention, you create entire worlds. You generate characters, dialogue, plot, setting, emotional arc. You do this while unconscious, without planning. This reveals something essential. Creativity is not a special ability. It's a fundamental feature of how brains work. Your brain is always generating, simulating, creating. When awake, you constrain creativity to match reality. When dreaming, constraints are loosened. This means everyone is creative. The person who says "I'm not creative" creates elaborate dreams every night. Sleep researchers have found that analyzing dreams isn't necessary for dreams to serve their psychological functions. The processing happens during the dream itself. However, reflecting on dreams can provide additional benefits. It can increase self-awareness, reveal patterns, and help you recognize recurring concerns. Dream journaling is about developing a conversation with your unconscious mind. Over time, patterns emerge. This pattern recognition can help you understand yourself better, but it's optional. If you never remember or analyze dreams, they're still doing their work. So what do your dreams reveal about your subconscious? They reveal that your subconscious is always working, always processing, always trying to integrate experience and maintain psychological coherence. They reveal what you're emotionally preoccupied with, what you're avoiding, what you're trying to understand. But more importantly, they reveal that you have a psychological system that cares for you constantly, that works while you sleep to help you wake stronger, more integrated, better prepared. Your subconscious isn't mysterious or adversarial. It's the deepest part of you, the part that knows your history, monitors your current state, works toward your psychological well-being. The future of dream research continues to unfold quietly. New technologies allow researchers to decode dream content from brain activity. Some research explores whether dreams could be influenced therapeutically. Scientists are investigating whether dream patterns might reveal certain health patterns before they become apparent. None of this changes the fundamental nature of dreams, but it opens new possibilities for understanding. The mystery of consciousness and dreaming isn't fully solved, and probably never will be completely. Dreams sometimes contain what feels like wisdom or insight deeper than your usual understanding. You might dream a solution to a problem, or wake with clarity about a situation. These moments feel like gifts from some wiser part of yourself. In a sense, they are. During dreams, you're freed from the biases and habitual patterns that limit your waking thinking. The wisdom in dreams is your own wisdom, drawn from everything you've learned and experienced, recombined in novel ways. When a dream feels wise, it's because you're wise. Dreams connect you to your emotional truth. You might tell yourself stories during the day about how you feel or what you want. Dreams often cut through these stories to show you how you actually feel. This can be uncomfortable. Dreams don't respect your preferred self-image. They show what's actually happening emotionally, beneath rationalizations. This is valuable, even when unwelcome. Emotional honesty with yourself is essential for psychological health, and dreams provide that honesty whether you want it or not. The comfort many people find in dreams, even anxiety dreams, comes from the fact that dreams are evidence of psychological activity. Your mind is working. It's processing. Even a nightmare shows your brain cares enough about a threat to help you prepare. In times of depression, continuing to dream is a sign that something in you is still engaged with life. In times of grief, dreams of lost loved ones are evidence you loved deeply. In times of transition, unusual dreams are evidence you're changing, growing. Dreams are always evidence of an active psychological life. Dreams teach you that life can be experienced in more than one way. Waking consciousness is vivid and important, but it's not the only mode of being. During dreams, you exist differently, less controlled, more fluid, more symbolically. This flexibility serves you. It means you can approach problems from multiple angles, can access different kinds of intelligence at different times. Dreams remind you every night that you're larger and more complex than your waking self alone. The journey between waking and dreaming is a journey into the full range of consciousness. As we near the end, consider what you now understand. Dreams aren't random. They're not meaningless. They're not separate from you. Dreams are you. The you that exists when conscious control relaxes and deeper processes take over. They're your brain taking care of itself, and you, processing emotions too complex for daytime logic, integrating experiences, rehearsing responses, making creative connections, maintaining psychological coherence. Your subconscious, revealed through dreams, is not mysterious or adversarial. It's the ancient, wise part of you that works always toward your integration and well-being. The real revelation about dreams isn't what they show you about your subconscious. The real revelation is what they show you about consciousness itself. They demonstrate that your experience of reality is actively constructed by your brain. They show consciousness exists on a spectrum. They reveal you contain multiple ways of processing information, multiple modes of understanding. They prove creativity and meaning-making are fundamental to how your brain operates. Dreams reveal you're more complex, more creative, more psychologically resilient, and more self-healing than you might believe. Every night, your mind proves it can create worlds, work through emotions, solve problems, maintain integrity. Your relationship with dreams can be whatever you need it to be. Some people find meaning in analyzing every dream. Others never remember dreams and don't worry about it. Some people practice lucid dreaming. Others simply sleep and wake, trusting the process. All approaches are fine. Dreams don't require your attention to do their work, but they reward attention if you choose to give it. The only unhelpful relationship with dreams is fear. Dreams are part of you, doing work for you, always trying to help. Approaching them with curiosity rather than fear allows you to benefit. Tonight, when you dream, you'll be joining billions of other humans who are also dreaming. Across every culture, language, and continent, people are lying down, closing their eyes, and beginning that mysterious journey into inner space. You're part of a global nightly ritual, as universal as eating or breathing. Every person who has ever lived has dreamed. Every person now living dreams. It's one of the few experiences that connects all humans across all divisions. In that sense, dreams are a reminder of shared humanity. When you dream tonight, you're not alone. The ultimate truth about dreams is this: they're your mind's way of caring for you. Every dream is an act of psychological self-care, whether it feels like it or not. Pleasant dreams give you rest and hope. Anxiety dreams help you prepare for challenges. Processing dreams work through difficult emotions. Even confusing dreams are making connections in ways you can't consciously track. Even nightmares represent your brain refusing to give up on processing difficult material. You dream because your brain knows you need this processing, this integration, this nightly reset. Tonight, this caring will continue. You'll close your eyes, drift into sleep, and your brain will begin its nightly work. And so, our quiet journey through the science of dreams comes to a gentle close. We've traveled from the rapid eye movements of REM sleep, through the symbolic language of the subconscious, to the profound truth that dreams are your mind's way of caring for itself. From the paralyzed body lying still in bed, to the emotional truths revealed in symbolic images, to the ancient human practice of nightly journeying into inner space. We've glimpsed how dreams are both deeply personal and universally human. You've learned that dreams aren't random, aren't meaningless, and aren't separate from you. They're evidence of a mind that never stops working toward integration and healing. Dreams remind us that consciousness is more flexible and complex than we usually appreciate. Much of psychological life happens beneath awareness, in the quiet processing that occurs while we sleep, in the symbolic conversations between conscious and unconscious. Dreams reveal that creativity, emotional regulation, and meaning-making aren't special abilities, but fundamental features of how minds work. Without dreams, without this nightly processing, we would fragment under the weight of unintegrated experience. By pausing to understand dreams, we glimpse the extraordinary care our minds take of us, even while we rest unknowing. In these final moments, take the deepest breath you can, as deep as possible. Think about the unity of conscious and unconscious, waking and dreaming, the self you know and the self that operates beneath awareness. You are not divided. You are one system with different modes, different ways of processing, different languages for different needs. Tonight, when you dream, conscious awareness will fade and another mode will take over, processing your day, integrating your experiences, preparing you for tomorrow. This is not loss. This is transformation. This is how you stay whole, despite life's complexity. Let your entire being dissolve into the gentle rhythm of sleeping and waking, dreaming and living. Prepare for deep sleep. No boundaries left between waking and dreaming. Only the continuous process of being human. Only peace. If this thoughtful exploration of the mind helped you relax, understand yourself, or feel less alone in the strangeness of dreams tonight, a gentle like and subscribe helps other sleepless souls discover this peaceful space too. It only takes a moment, but it means the world to us. One quiet tap, one sleepy soul at a time. But there's no need to do anything now. Nothing at all. You've traveled far tonight through the landscape of consciousness and dreams. You can allow these thoughts to fade now, like morning mist dissolving as sun rises, leaving only peaceful understanding behind. Let your breathing deepen. Let your body feel heavier, as if gravity itself is gently pulling you toward rest. If sleep comes, let it carry you like a raft drifting down a calm river, smoothly, inevitably, into a realm where your conscious mind can finally rest and your deeper mind can do its healing work. If your eyes are still open, another video is waiting for you, ready to continue the journey. But if they're closed, stay there. Stay in the darkness that feels safe and warm. Tomorrow, dreams will still be there. Your subconscious will still be caring for you. But tonight belongs to stillness. Rest well, dear dreamer. And remember, when you dream tonight, you're being cared for by the wisest, most ancient part of yourself, the part that's been taking care of you since before you had words for any of this. Let it work. Trust the process. Surrender to sleep. Fall asleep to gentle science, where psychology meets peace. Dream deeper with bedtime understanding. Good night.